What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Coach Richie, and I am super excited to talk to you about the topic called perspective. Every single person living here on earth has a perspective, a way of thinking, a way of acting, a way of behaving. The way you see the world, your team, your clients, your challenges is filtered through the lens of perspective. And most people don't even realize it. Perspective shapes everything: your leadership style, how you respond under pressure, even how much money you think you're worth. I once heard a quote that states, "We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are." Perspective is the story behind the story. It's how we interpret reality. Two leaders can go through the same problem. One sees it as a setback, the other sees it as a setup. That's called a perspective. A Harvard Business Review study found that 75% of successful CEOs said that their greatest breakthroughs came during a crisis, not because of resources, but because they saw things differently. If you want to change the outcome, change the outlook. How do I change the outlook, Coach Richie? I'm glad you asked. Write this down. Life experiences form your perspectives. I want you to remember a time in your life when you had a bad experience, probably with a sales representative. It was uncomfortable, even frustrating. They weren't really trying to help you, they just wanted to sell you something to profit off of you. You could feel it. There was no care, no connection, just commission. Ever since then, that one experience has followed you. So now whenever someone tries to sell you something, even if it could help you, your guard goes up. Your brain says, "Here we go again." That faulty experience kicks in. And just like that, it reshapes your perspective. Now, I want you to catch something. It's not about the new product. It's not about the new person. It's about an old perspective you never knew you still were carrying. And as a result, you never invest in yourself. Not because it's a bad decision, but because your perspective is still tied to pain. And it's not just sales. Think about your relationships. Maybe once someone you cared about didn't invite you to go to a party. You saw the pictures, you saw the group, you saw the laughter, and you weren't part of it. And that made you feel bad. That one moment planted a belief: I must not be loved. I must not be wanted. I must not be accepted. Now, I want you to fast forward. Anytime someone doesn't include you in something, that old experience comes rushing back. Even if it has nothing to do with rejection, your mind replays that original moment and it shifts your perspective. But here's the truth. Not every no is an attack. Not every sale is a scam. Not every missed invite is a message that you're unworthy. Sometimes it's not the moment itself, it's the meaning we gave it. Now take a moment, just pause, breathe in, breathe out. And as you listen, I want you to imagine something with me. Picture that old experience, the bad sales moment, or the time you were left out. See it clearly. Don't run from it. Just notice it like a scene in a movie. Now gently take a mental step back. Instead of being in the scene, imagine you're watching it from a distance. You're no longer the character, you're the observer. And now ask yourself, what else could have been true in that moment? Maybe the sales rep was just doing their best. Maybe your friend didn't even realize you weren't invited. Maybe it wasn't about you at all. And if it wasn't about you, then what you believed about yourself from that moment was never yours to carry. Now imagine yourself releasing that negative life experience. 3, 2, 1, wake up. The second way perspectives are formed are through expectations. What you expect is usually what you experience. And if you walk into a meeting expecting people not to value you, you'll find proof, not because it's true, but because your perspective is already faulty. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. Your expectation builds the frame for what shows up in your life. Your expectations shape your leadership more than your skills, your strategy, or even your experience. Because here's the truth: the people you're called to lead already want to grow. They already have the desire to change. They're already praying for direction. They're already talking to friends, asking, I just need someone who can guide me, who can see me, who can pull more out of me. They don't need you to have all the answers. They need you to show up with certainty, vision, and belief. People don't follow perfection, they follow confidence. They follow clarity, they follow conviction. But if you walk into that room expecting resistance, expecting disengagement, expecting to be ignored or disrespected, you will unconsciously lead with hesitation. Your energy will reflect fear, not faith. Your posture will shrink, your tone will second guess, and they will feel it. Because leadership is not just about what you say, it's about how you expect them to respond. Let's get honest for a second. The real reason so many people stay stuck isn't because they're lazy, it's because they've trained themselves to expect disappointment. Even from positive outcomes, they say they want success, but deep down, they're waiting for it to all fall apart. They start building something new, but their internal voices whispers, this probably won't last. What's the catch? This can't be real. Something is going to go wrong. Now that's not logical, that's trauma. That's disappointment dressed up in realism. Your nervous system will reject what your mind doesn't believe you deserve. One powerful technique that I've learned and that I've applied with my clients is called pattern interruption. Pattern interruption is when you have a perspective that is self-sabotaging you silently, and you inject a new thought pattern with something brand new. The first thing that you need to do is notice the pattern. Ask yourself, what negative story do I keep repeating? Where do I always assume the worst? Number 2, you need to interrupt the thought pattern quickly, ASAP, literally. Stop yourself and speak the opposite, even if you don't fully believe it yet. A good example is, nobody's going to listen to me. Interrupt it quick and say, actually, the right people are drawn to my voice and energy. Number 3, you need to reinforce the new pattern daily. Daily, D-A-I-L-Y, daily. Every room you walk into, expect connection. Every offer you make, expect value to be seen. Every challenge you face, expect growth and not defeat. So, I want to ask you a question. What will you do with all of this power? You have the power to change your perspective. You have the power to shift your mindset. You have the power to walk away from what no longer serves you. You have the power to rewrite your story. You have the power to forgive and heal. You have the power to silence the noise and hear your calling. You have the power to believe in something greater. You have the power to take one small step and change everything. So the real question is, what will you do with all of that power?